ultimate hub for two-wheel enthusiasts, off-road rebels, and motocross maniacs. Today, we are diving into one of the most anticipated revivals in motocross history, the 2025 Kawasaki KX500. Yes, you heard that right. After decades in the shadows, the legendary KX500 is making a thunderous return. It's not just a re-release, it's a full-blown reinvention. This bike carries a legacy, and Kawasaki knows exactly what's at stake. Let's break down everything you need to know about the all-new KX500, from engine specs and performance to design philosophy, modern upgrades, and how it stacks up in today's hyper-competitive dirt bike market. The legacy of the KX500. Before we even get into the 2025 model, it's important to understand why the KX500 has such a cult following. First introduced in 1983, the KX500 became known as one of the most powerful production motocross bikes of its time. With a monstrous 500 cubic centimeters two-stroke engine, brutal power delivery, and race-winning pedigree, it earned its reputation as both a beast and a badge of honor for elite riders. For years, it dominated desert racing and motocross circuits until it was finally discontinued in 2004. In its absence, the legend only grew stronger. Riders built custom restorations. Forums exploded with nostalgia. People waited, somewhat impatiently, for a proper comeback. And now, in 2025, Kawasaki has finally answered the call. Ergonomics and design. A new beast with familiar DNA. Aesthetically, the 2025 KX500 looks mean. It's aggressive, it's modern, and it proudly carries that unmistakable KX styling, bright green plastics, sharp lines, and minimalist graphics. The seat is flatter and slimmer, allowing for better movement when attacking corners or shifting body weight mid-air. Handlebars are Renthal fat bars for added strength, and the new adjustable foot peg mounts allow riders to tweak ergonomics to fit their body and riding style. Dry weight is surprisingly low for a bike of this size, reportedly around 235 pounds, thanks to the use of magnesium engine cases and a lightweight frame. Combined with its modern suspension and EFI, it feels more like a 450 than a 500 in terms of handling. Engine and performance. Two-stroke or four-stroke? Let's get right into the heart of the matter, the engine. Is it still a two-stroke? Yes, and that's perhaps the boldest move Kawasaki has made with the 2025 KX500. In an era dominated by four-strokes and emissions regulations, Kawasaki has brought back a completely redesigned two-stroke engine, optimized for modern performance and reliability. We are talking about a 500 cubic centimeters, liquid-cooled, fuel-injected two-stroke engine. That's right, this isn't your dad's carbureted KX500. The new model features electronic fuel injection, EFI, with dual injectors, giving it smoother throttle response, better fuel efficiency, and reduced emissions, all while preserving that raw, explosive power the KX500 is known for. Power output numbers haven't been officially released yet, but insiders estimate over 60 horsepower, with a drastically refined power band that makes it more rideable across terrains. That means massive torque in the low end and mid-range, perfect for both track and trail. Chassis and suspension. Modern precision. You can't put a 500 cubic centimeters powerhouse in an outdated frame. Kawasaki has built an all-new lightweight aluminum perimeter frame, derived from their KX450 platform but reinforced to handle the raw force of the 500 cubic centimeters two-stroke. The suspension is equally impressive. Up front, you've got KYB 49mm AOS air forks with compression and rebound adjustability, while the rear uses a unitrack linkage system with a fully adjustable KYB shock. The suspension has been tuned specifically to manage the increased torque and aggression of the larger engine, giving riders more control during jumps, whoops, and sharp landings. All of this means that, despite being a 500, the 2025 KX500 doesn't feel like a tank. Instead, it feels nimble, responsive, and surprisingly manageable, assuming you've got the skill to handle it. Braking and wheels. Serious stopping power. With great power comes great braking responsibility. That's why Kawasaki didn't skimp here either. The 2025 KX500 features oversized 270mm pedal disc brakes up front and 240mm in the rear, paired with high-performance Nissan calipers. The result? Strong, progressive braking that doesn't fade under pressure, essential for desert racers and motocross riders alike. Wheels are lightweight did rims with Dunlop Geomax MX33 tires as standard, giving you traction and durability across a range of terrains. Whether you're climbing dunes or carving up a tight track, The KX500's braking and grip inspire confidence. Electronics and rider aids. A touch of tech. Now, this is where Kawasaki has really stepped into the modern age. The 2025 KX500 isn't overrun with electronics, but it does feature a few smart enhancements that improve the ride without compromising the raw feel of a two-stroke. First off, there's selectable engine mapping. Riders can choose between two different power maps via a handlebar-mounted switch, one for aggressive power and one for a more controllable delivery. Perfect for switching between hard-packed tracks and loamy trails. It also features a launch control mode, borrowed from the KX450, which helps riders manage wheel spin off the gate. There's even an optional Bluetooth tuning app that allows you to tweak ignition timing and fuel delivery via your smartphone. No traction control, no ABS, and honestly, it doesn't need it. The KX500 is still a rider's machine, but now it's one with brains as well as brawn. Who is this bike for? Let's not kid ourselves. The KX500 isn't a beginner's bike. This is a machine built for experienced riders who want raw power, insane torque, and the kind of adrenaline rush you just can't get from a 250 or even a 450. That said, Kawasaki has done a great job making it more rideable than ever. The smoother power delivery, improved chassis, and selectable mapping make it more versatile, from pro-level motocross to hardcore enduro or even dune riding. For old-school KX fans, it's a dream come true. For younger riders, it's a chance to experience a modern legend, a chance to ride something with soul and scars, not just statistics. Competition and market position. How does the 2025 KX500 stack up against today's market? There's really no direct competition. Most manufacturers have abandoned big-bore two-strokes, opting for 454 strokes or 300 cubic centimeters two-strokes in the enduro segment. The closest rival might be the Honda CR500 AF, but that's usually a custom build, not a production bike. KTM and Husqvarna have some 300 cubic centimeters fuel-injected two-strokes, but nothing with the displacement or attitude of the KX500. In other words, Kawasaki is carving its own lane here, and that might be a genius move. By tapping into nostalgia while delivering real innovation, they've created a bike that appeals to both the past and the future of off-road riding. Final thoughts: the king returns. The 2025 Kawasaki KX500 is more than just a motorcycle, it's a statement. A statement that two-strokes aren't dead. That raw, unfiltered power still has a place in modern motocross. That legends can be reborn, not just remade. Whether you're a die-hard fan of the original or someone just discovering what a 500 cubic centimeters two-stroke can do, the KX500 is ready to blow your expectations, and maybe your arms, wide open. It's fast, it's furious, and it's finally here. Outro. Subscribe for more from Bike Updater Pro. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2025 Kawasaki KX500. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more updates on the latest bikes, builds, and breakthroughs in the world of motorcycling, make sure to subscribe to Bike Updater Pro and hit that notification bell. Drop a comment below. What do you think about Kawasaki bringing back the KX500? Would you ride one? And how do you think it stacks up against today's four-stroke giants? Until next time, keep it pinned and stay safe out there.